Hello to all the elected delegates to the 2022 Illinois Education Association Representative Assembly. Thank you for your service. My name is Andrew Hirschman, and I serve as the Vice President of the Board of Trustees for the Illinois Teacher Retirement System. I personally have never been prouder of the creative, resilient, and hardworking members of the IEA that you represent. From our instructional assistants and bus drivers to our counselors and classroom teachers, IEA members have dealt with unprecedented obstacles and challenges over the past few years. We have done this for our students and for our communities, but we have done it by standing together with each other, because as we all know, we are stronger united. In many ways, the creative, resilient, and hardworking staff of the Illinois Teacher Retirement System have also dealt with unprecedented challenge, with extreme volatility in the financial markets and the political environment. But I am proud to say that they have also successfully navigated your system through these tumultuous times. In fact, I'm pleased to share that our fund now has a record level of assets, close to $65 billion, and our funded ratio has risen nearly 5% over just the past year, all while paying over $7 billion of benefits. Today, you will hear updates from your trustees and executive director on our financial assets, state funding levels, the new supplemental savings plan, as well as potential laws that might affect TRS members. But first, an overview of the state of our system. These numbers are from our most recent fiscal year end, where the finances saw that we have assets of over $64 billion, a revenue of $19.3 billion, which includes both earnings and contributions, benefits paid, as I mentioned a moment ago, of $7.3 billion, and strong investment returns of 25.5%, of course, net of fees. Our long-term funded status has also improved, with our unfunded liability in decline over the past year and our funded ratio up nearly 5%. In terms of membership, we have a total of over 430,000 members, with almost 160,000 active members, 145,000 inactive members, and benefit recipients of over 127,000. Our average pension paid each year to retirees is $61,860. In terms of the active membership breakdown, our active Tier 1 members are just over 105,000. Our active Tier 2, almost 54,000. The average age of retired member, 72 years old, and our average service credit at retirement, 27 years. At this point, I will now turn it over to Stan Rupnick, your Executive Director at ITRS, for an overview of our investment returns and the state funding situation.
Thank you, Andy. I'm going to take a few minutes here and just talk about an update of TRS's investment returns and our funded situation going forward. So page 3 is a snapshot of the investment returns through the end of the last fiscal year, June 30, 2021. On the right side, you'll see this is all net of fees, net of all investment fees. Had a very strong year, 25.5% rate of return within the investment program. And even rolling that forward to December 31st, 2021, a positive 16.8% net of fees. So we're really pleased with the short-term performance, but obviously we know we have a responsibility to all members, regardless of age. So we really dial in, the Board of Trustees and investment staff really dial in on what is the best, most efficient portfolio for the long haul. And we're particularly proud of that 30-year number at June 30, positive 9.5%. I don't have the 30-year number for December 31st yet, but the 10-year number is a positive 9.5, so a nice jump in that number. So, in short, the investment portfolio is performing as expected. And one thing that we also often get a lot of questions about is, the S&P 500 and U.S. equity returns have been stronger than that 25.5, but we're not designed to really to capture all that upside, just like we don't want to capture all the downside. So just maybe taken as an example, I think everyone's aware of the strains and kind of volatility that we've had in 2022 so far with inflationary concerns that seem to be persistent at this point, but supply chain shortages and labor shortages and the increase in oil and other commodities, and the impact that has on the global markets and our portfolios. And recently you had the Fed starting to increase interest rates. For the calendar year so far, 2022, the equity markets alone are down anywhere from 5 to 8% in the U.S. Our portfolio looks to be about flat to maybe down 1 or 2%. But again, we're really pleased with the long-term performance, and we'll continue to position the portfolio accordingly. Moving on maybe to page 4, talking about funding. The board certifies annually our state contribution, and there's 2 numbers that the board focuses on. One is the actuarial number, one's the actual number. Actuaries tend to focus on what it takes to fully fund a plan over a 30-year period to 100%. The state statute for TRS, which I know has been discussed at length, is it's a 50-year plan designed to have all the pension systems funded to 90% by 2045. So within that plan, you'll look towards the bottom here, fiscal 2023, the board has certified a state contribution of $5.9 billion for the year. $1.2 billion of that is the normal cost. $4.8 billion of that is just interest on our unfunded liability. So you'll see that the normal cost is fairly stable through the years, and the interest on that underfunded part of the pension is what is really driving the increase. But we're happy that it's fairly stable. Fiscal 2022, $5.7 billion contribution from the state and 5.9, and the slowing rate of that increase is really due to the success of the investment program at this point. And there is a note here that just time value of money, and it is every dollar that's put in now does save money in the future, just because we're able to compound that. Which kind of takes us to page 5, where the governor introduced his budget recently, and it actually had $500 million of additional funding in the budget to the pension system. So it's we're certainly pleased to obviously we want to get our full contribution every year, but it's to have an indication of payments in excess of that is great. Within the budget, again, that time value of money, the state's anticipating saving $1.8 billion by putting that extra money in. And we're particularly appreciative because we know the strain that the pensions do have on the state budget. Just some stats down below from last fiscal year. Total pension contributions were over 21% of the state general revenue for the year. TRS alone was 12.8%. So probably more than anything, I think, as the trustees and our investment team look at things, there are 2 key risks we try to identify when we do asset allocation and we set the portfolio. One of those is market shocks. There's always troubling times and corrections in the market. But the other thing we really stress test on this portfolio is liquidity. And by liquidity, we mean what if we don't receive our full contribution within a given year, and we have to sell assets to make our benefit payments. And again, we're very appreciative of the indication of getting excess money this year is a good indication that we can have confidence in receiving our full contribution for the year. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Fred Pronto, another trustee on the plan, and I think Fred is going to discuss the SSP. So, Fred.
My name is Fred Pronto. I'm a trustee with TRS. TRS is offering a new program for those who want to supplement their pensions with additional income after retirement. This plan is completely voluntary and is not meant to replace your current pension. Current teachers who wish to participate must take the initiative to join the program. At some point in the near future, brand new teachers entering TRS will be auto-enrolled. This program went live this past January, and those who have chosen to enroll have already begun making contributions. In order to participate in the SSP program, your school district must formally adopt this program. Many districts throughout the state have already done so. If yours hasn't, I would encourage you to reach out and let your district know that you're interested in participating. Most TRS members are eligible to participate in this program, but substitute teachers, hourly workers, or any TRS members who are employees of state agencies or tax-exempt organizations, unfortunately, are not eligible to participate. Like all retirement plans, you determine how much you wish to contribute on a monthly basis. TRS has hired a company called Voya to administer the program, so look for communications from Voya. The law that created this program also allows employers to make contributions on your behalf. So we hope that in the near future, we'll see districts add this benefit into their local contracts and contribute money to this program on behalf of their teachers. You've been receiving communication from TRS about this program over the past several months. And if you have any questions at all, you can see the web address of the Voya site where you can get more answers about this program. Voya has 3 full-time representatives dedicated to answering questions for Illinois TRS members. Their contact information is on the screen. Feel free to reach out to one of them, depending upon where you live in the state. Also know that they will continue to do webinars and informational meetings to answer any questions that you might have.
Hello, delegates to the IEA Representative Assembly. Over the last month, we have all witnessed from a distance the tragedy that is unfolding in Ukraine. Many members have reached out expressing their desire to know the extent that state pension programs have invested in Russian companies and to reduce any of such investment in those Russian companies. We want to assure our members that TRS has been working at preparing the necessary steps to achieve this desired outcome. At the same time, it's important to understand the sequence of events that take place to formalize any action such as this. In late February, members of the Illinois House of Representatives introduced House Bill 5705 to the floor to place Russian companies on a no investment list. Once put in place, the Illinois Investment Policy Board identifies the companies that fall under this criteria for this list and issues a directive to the state pension systems, including TRS. Once that directive is provided, TRS will have 12 months to move assets away from those Russian companies. We understand that stakeholders want this to be done quickly, and at the same time, we want to ensure that the actions we take are thoroughly and accurately executed. In the meantime, the investment managers at TRS have been urged to carefully consider their investment strategies in preparation for this potential action by the Governor and the General Assembly. Next, we want to provide you an update on 2 TRS programs that provide members options and opportunities to access retirement benefits in a manner that serves their personal needs the most. First is an accelerated payment known as the Automatic Annual Increase Program. This benefit applies only to Tier 1 members and is currently only available until 2024. If a member elects to receive this accelerated payment, that individual would receive a lump sum at the time of retirement in exchange for a change in the calculation of their annual pension increase. Currently, the standard formula for pension increases is a 3% compounded annual increase, where this accelerated payment would change that calculation to a 1.5% simple increase. As you can see here at the bottom, nearly 20% of our retirees have elected to participate in this program with an average accelerated payment of $139,000. The second program we want to update you on is called the Accelerated Pension Benefit Program. This program is available to inactive TRS members, which means individuals who have paid into TRS in the past, but are not currently working in a TRS eligible position and are not collecting a TRS pension. Under this program, individuals can receive a lump sum payment in lieu of receiving a TRS pension after retirement. As you can see, almost 10% of inactive members have chosen to participate in this program with an average payment of about $131,000. At this time, I would like to pass it over to Marcia Bias from Region 1 to talk about new laws impacting TRS.
It is a pleasure to bring the report about the new laws affecting TRS members and how TRS is overcoming COVID-19 challenges. So to start with, the new laws affecting TRS members, so to help ease the chronic teacher shortage in public schools, Post-retirement work limits extended until June 2023. Retired members can be rehired for up to 120 days or 600 hours. Also, to address subject shortage, hiring of retired teachers has extended until 2024. To help correct effects of COVID-19 on teachers' pensions, Public Act 102-0016 does not force teachers to use the 2020-2021 school year salary in the calculation of an initial pension. Including the 2020 and 2021 school year would likely reduce a retiring teacher's initial pension. Also, Public Act 102-0525 and 0016 create new exemptions for school districts that may have to pay extra contribution to TRS because of salary increases that exceed 6%. The exemptions recognize that the limitations of remote teaching may skew raises given between the 2020 and 2021 and the 2021 and 2022 school years. The next position that TRS has had to overcome are the COVID-19 challenges. TRS services in 2021. Benefits paid, $7.3 billion. Benefit estimates performed, 144,386. Retirements processed, 3,850. Member telephone calls, 70,755. Member emails, 34,745. Website visits, 716,726. School district telephone calls, 7,999. School district emails, 5,321. TRS investment totals as of January 2020 was $57.2 billion. As of June 2020, $53.4 billion. January of 2021, $57.7 billion. June 2021, $64.2 billion. January 2022, $66 billion. As a trustee, we are very pleased with the growth that we have continued to see in our system, and we are excited about what is to come for our system. In continuing with overcoming COVID-19 challenges, there was a high cost of the pandemic. The coronavirus has inflicted significant tragedy on education and the TRS membership. To date, 602 TRS members have died because of COVID-19 or complications related to the virus. Each of them represents the loss of a bright and shining light to their families, friends, and communities, as well as their profession. As we do with all TRS members who pass, we honor their lives and careers, knowing that their talent and dedication helped mold a bright future for Illinois. On behalf of the other TRS trustees, I would like to say thank you for your time, diligence, and attention. I'm sure I also speak for them in saying that it is a pleasure to serve you, and feel free to reach out to any of us at any time. Here on the screen, you'll notice that there is contact information. Feel free to reach out to member services. Also, feel free to reach out to employee services. And again, we want to say thank you and have a wonderful RA.